What's going on, guys? It's Joe with Hendo Daily, and this is a 3-week update review on the Wuben X4. So I've had this thing for almost a month now, and I'm doing this video for two reasons. One, kind of a check-in update on how everything's going with it, but two, and the biggest reason is this week, starting tomorrow, November 20th, Wuben is going to be having their Black Friday sale, 20% off all the lights on their website. So definitely go over and check them out. But don't just take my word for it. Let's talk about this light and how it's held up over the last 3 weeks. So, first of all, I would say I have three main reasons why I really do enjoy this light and have loved this light over the last 3 weeks. One being, this is not your grandpa's flashlight, right? This is not your average flashlight in style and performance. There are a lot of great options out there between Phoenix, Olight, Streamlight. I mean, there are tons of great options. This one has truly outperformed the other lights that I have, and I put it up there for me with my Phoenix PD25R because of how well this thing has done and how much I've enjoyed it. I'll be completely honest. This probably would not have been a light I typically would have bought in the past. Honestly, just kind of based on the looks, it's different. I stick to. I'm pretty bad about sticking to what I know. So seeing a light like this would have looked like complicated. I mean, really, it's just a switch and a couple different lights. But to me, it wasn't just a tail switch and you're good to go. So I honestly probably wouldn't have given it a second look. But then when they sent this out to me to check it out, genuine response to this is it has been awesome. And there are so many cool features on here that I've not experienced with any of my other flashlights. So we'll kind of run through some of those here in a minute just to show the capability of what this thing can really do. But like I said, one reason why I would recommend buying this light is, again, it's not your average flashlight. It's got a lot of cool features. Maybe it's a little bit too much for what you guys might typically use or carry. But it's got a lot of extra benefits and features to it that I think are just really cool that don't take away from it doing what it needs to do. So it's not like they throw some random gimmicky features on there just for fun. It's got a purpose, it's got a use, and I think that's what they kind of nailed it when they were, designing this light. So, excuse me. Second reason is honestly the durability of it. I have mentioned before, I can be very clumsy. I have dropped this more times than I would care to admit, so I'm glad it's not one that, I'll have to return at any point because it's taken some falls. It's gotten wet. It's gotten sweaty. It's gotten dusty, dirty. Mulching leaves out in the yard or on the mower. It's taken a lot of elements, and I have had no issues. Kind of reaching in and blowing this out to clean out any dirt or dust has not been an issue. I've not had any problems charging it. Honestly, I think I've only thrown this on the charger once, and that was just to kind of top off the battery, right? Outside of that, for the last 3 weeks, I've like I said, I've put this thing on the charger once, and I've let my kids play with it. I've let my wife mess around with it, let my brother look at it. I've used this thing a lot, even if it's just to mess around and do this. And no, I did not pretend I was a cop, did not put this in my car. So I'm going to just throw that out there. It was tempting with the red and blue flashing, but I did not do that. But even just sitting here like this, letting it play, or inside playing hide and seek with the kids, would just always have it on and always playing with it. They love playing with my lights and my gear. So the durability of this light is reason number two why I would seriously consider picking one of these up if you guys are in the market for a new flashlight. And number three is the way that it carries. Obviously, this is not a round flashlight like a typical flashlight is. very flat. It fits in the pocket really, really well. It really does. It was a little bit getting used to having the beam facing up out of my pocket at first. So I mean, the clip, it seemed kind of backwards for me at first, but honestly, it once I got used to it, I don't even notice it anymore. And so it kind of took me a minute to get used to pulling it out and knowing without directly looking like where the switch was at. But after about 2, 3 days of carrying this thing, I can easily pull it out, get to the switch I need, flip the light on, and I'm good to go. So that's it. This is not an average flashlight. It's got awesome features, really, really just cool extra features that don't take away from what it's meant to be. And so if you need to light up the night, this is going to do it for you. If you're have an emergency light, you know, or are in an emergency, or you're off on the side of the road, or something's going on, you can just throw this on. I did this. I used this flashing red light when we went trick or treating, and I just stuck the clip on my back pocket and let this flash as it got darker. So that way, on the parts of the streets where there weren't as many street lights, people could see us. So any number of uses for this thing. I love that it's got a turbo mode just by clicking this tail switch. You can click it and hold it for as long or as short a time as you need. And again, we'll go through a couple other features here in a second. But number two, like I said, the durability of this. I have dropped and beat up all of my knives and lights and everything that I own, and this thing has held up really well. I mean, I'm sure if I go launch it off the roof of my house, I'm not saying there won't be damage, but for everyday wear and tear, drops, falls, getting wet, getting sweaty, getting dirty out in the yard, this thing has held up really well, and I have not noticed any issues, glitches, anything like that. So that would be the second reason. And then, like I said, the third and the biggest one is how it carries, because this is not, like I said, your typical style shape of a flashlight. So that was kind of a worry for me. Like, is this going to be huge in my pocket? It's really not. And being flat, it just rides right up against your thigh, in your pocket, or wherever you would tend to carry this. In my uniform, I actually clip it on my belt next to my multi-tool. So it's just as easy to access as it would be in my pocket. In my jeans or anything else, goes in my front left pocket. So it carries great wherever you put it. But yeah, let's run through a couple of the you know features of this flashlight. So on the side, sorry, you'll see lockout, side light, front light, moonlight. So first switch up to the side light, click it once. It can either go to the color, or if you click and hold, it'll go to the work light, which you can get all the way up to this brightness. And honestly, this is a great brightness level for wherever you might be working. The magnetic base is also great. I did a video where I actually had to remove this. Go check out that video. So if for whatever reason you don't want the magnet in there, super easy to pull out. But if you are wanting to keep that in there to stick to whatever your working surface is, it has that option as well. So super dim, super bright, good amount of light. Click and hold the switch again for 2 seconds. It'll go back to the colors. And that's where you can start to use this bevel to just go through all the colors, whether you're right back on. From the off position again, if you double click the switch, that will go to the strobe lights. There is a red and green. Double click again. There is a red and yellow. Double click one more time. You have the red and blue. So you've got those three different flashing signal lights. Yep, red and green. Back to red and green. Okay. Turn that off. So you've got three different flashing signal lights. And then from there, you can push it up to the main light on the front. Turn that on. Again, you can adjust the brightness level with the bevel up here. This is the lowest mode, and it'll flash when it gets down to that. And then you can turn this all the way up, and it'll flash at its brightest to let you know, and you're good to go. I mean, this thing, 1300 lumens, this will definitely light up whatever you're needing. 100%. Definitely gets warm. Obviously, 1300 lumens is going to get pretty warm at that brightness level. So, they've got the heat warning on there, so don't touch it. My daughter almost learned that the hard way. Don't touch it when it's on 1300 lumens for more than 10 seconds. You're going to burn yourself. Um, Outside of that, though, down to the 10 lumens, I believe. And then once you get up to the little moon switch, that is where it also exposes the Type-C charging port, which is great because every phone now I feel like is a Type-C charger. So if you've got a phone, you've got a charger for your light too. And then this is the moonlight mode for it. So if you're really need something kind of dim to look around, or if you're in your room at night, your husband, wife, whoever is sleeping and you just need a quick light, this is perfect. Honestly, I've used this when I go into my room for the night to go to bed and my wife is already in there asleep. I need some kind of light to go put my stuff away without waking her up, turning the light on. I will use the moonlight on this flashlight damn near every night, and it's perfect. If anything's going to wake her up, it's going to be me just pounding through there, but I'm trying to be quiet and I can use this light so it's not too bright on her. So that is, oh, and then, sorry, in the moonlight mode, you can click the tail switch button. That'll turn on the moonlight mode as well. If you are in just the regular beam mode, pushing and holding it will put it into the turbo 1300 lumens as long as you hold that tail switch. As soon as you let it off, it's done. So if you just need it for a quick second, you're good. And then I want to say, I haven't used it a whole lot, but I believe a triple click will turn on the strobe. Just kidding. Okay, so you can double click. See, there's features I'm still learning about this thing because honestly, I use it for the light that it is, but I haven't messed around with all the features. So if you turn it on, you can double click and it'll go from the highest brightness to the lowest brightness. And then it's not going to do it now. That's a lockout. How did I do this strobe the other day? This is kind of embarrassing on my part. Let me check out what that strobe is, but basically, I could have swore it was a triple click. Now I'm just losing my mind. There is a strobe function on here as well, but essentially, this has everything you need in a flashlight plus some. So lockout mode, so you're not turning that on in your pocket whatsoever. And there is enough push to this that I don't think you're accidentally going to slide it in your pocket or pulling it out. You've got to, it's not super tough by any means, which is a good thing. And it doesn't feel like it sticks, but it's got the intention of, hey, you got to push to slide this up. So that is a good thing as well, because otherwise you'd be sliding it in and out of your pocket all the time and you might not realize. But good thing is, if you do accidentally turn it on and it's in your pocket, the light is facing up, so you're going to blind yourself as soon as you look down. So really, overall, this light has been great. I want to throw in a little bit of footage of being outside with it so you guys can see that as well. You can check that out on the initial review video as well that I can tag up here. Those are my 3 big reasons why I really would recommend and suggest you guys picking one of these up. And I think this light usually goes for $50. I'll double check the site before I post this and put the price up here. But this thing has been great. It really has. And just so it's not all sunshines and rainbows, one of the only issues and complaints I would say I have with this compared to other lights that I have is there's no way to know the battery level. I don't think. I did not fully read the instructions on it like I planned on doing. But there's no way, as far as I know, to tell how much battery you have left. And then down here, you've got the lock and unlock switch for your tail tab to be able to pull the battery out. So I'm going to double check to make sure in the instructions or in the manual anywhere it doesn't say anything about knowing the level of the battery, but that would be my only thing that I would want to fix. Is like with my Phoenix, if you hit the side switch without actually holding it to turn it on, it'll be steady green if it's like 90% up. flashing green if it's 90 to 70%, uh, steady red if it's a certain percentage, and then flashing red if it's almost dead. So like it's something little. It doesn't give you a number of like, hey, you're at 85%, but there's still something. So that way when I go to turn it on, I can see, oh shoot, it's on a steady red light or less than 50% of this battery. I have not seen or found anything like that on here, which again isn't a huge deal, especially since it's been 3 weeks and I've only had this on the charger once for maybe an hour. That's pretty good. So the battery itself is holding up well on its own. But that would be the one thing I would fix with this light, honestly. So if that's the only complaint or critique, I would say this thing's pretty sweet. So I've rambled on enough. Let's get some outdoor use with this thing. I'll show you all again. Again, you can check out the other video of my initial unboxing and review of this, but let's go take this outside and I'll show you all what it can do. All right, guys, so you got to see this in action a little bit, the Wuben X4. Seriously, go check this thing out. Check out their website for the Black Friday deals they got going on starting on November 20th, which should be today if you're watching when this video came out. This thing has been absolutely incredible. Rugged, works like it's supposed to, gets the job done, and it's got some cool features and benefits on the side. So Wuben X4, check them out, 20% off for Black Friday sales. Let me know down in the comments if you have any more questions or would like to know anything else about this light before you go buy one. I'd be happy to talk to you and answer any questions you got. So thank y'all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.